Hello, guys. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting breakthrough that a Serbian scientist has achieved. As all of us know, pollution is one of the biggest problems that we are facing across the globe, especially the cities wherein the rural population is flocking to for employment and other opportunities, and because of lack of space or congested space and vehicular traffic, industries, etc. The breathing air is a biggest problem that the cities are facing. You must have seen that Noida, Delhi, then some of the major metros in India are amongst the worst across the globe from AQI or air quality index perspective. So this is a problem. The problem statement is our cities, even certain rural areas are also polluted, and the air that we are breathing is not very healthy. So what can be the solution? The biggest solution, as we know, is trees, planting trees. And trees, basically why trees? Trees convert CO2 from the atmosphere into the oxygen that we need for our breathing and for our livelihood, so to say. So trees are very important. Unfortunately, the tree cover across the globe is decreasing every year, and the tree plantation is not matching the depletion of tree cover across the globe. So wherein we are losing very important resource, which is converting carbon dioxide into O2, oxygen, whereas we are promoting and making sure that we build more and more industries, vehicles, congested spaces, which are creating more and more CO2, global green gas emissions, etc., etc. So there is a problem statement. Unfortunately, tree plantation seems to be the biggest solution to all the problems that we are facing. On one hand, on the other hand, we can curtail usage of fuels, vehicular traffic, industrial pollution, pollutants, chemical pollutants, etc., and including our own personal initiatives which starts at home to reduce as much pollution as possible, sound pollution, air pollution. Specifically, air pollution we are talking about this time. So this is a problem statement, and this is not Indian or local problem. This is a global phenomenon which can be observed across all the major cities and major growth centers of the world, so to say. Growth centers in the terms of multiple people coming and working together, industries, industry zones, etc., which are creating a huge of hazardous gases, CO2, that are creating havoc in our breathing patterns and breathing capacity of the lungs. And then the diseases are that we have to face because of all this pollution, etc. So solution, everybody was looking for a solution, and tree plantation seems to be the only solution, supplemented by reduction in the pollution, CO2 pollution, the manufacturing of CO2 at human level. So that seems to be one option. So a very interesting breakthrough has happened. A Serbian scientist has evolved a fantastic method of making sure that without planting the trees, CO2 from the atmosphere can be CO2 from the atmosphere CO2 from the atmosphere can be converted into oxygen and breathable oxygen, and it can be done instantly, without waiting for the trees to grow, and then the breathable air is available to all of us. Dr. Ivan Spasojevic is a Serbian scientist who works in University of Belgrade in Institute of Multidisciplinary Research. He has done a wonderful job at finding out solution to all these problems, especially when the population is dense and there is a less space for trees to grow, trees to plant, and to be taken care of. It can be operational nightmare. For example, consider Manhattan or Mumbai, Baladi State, etc. So planting trees, new trees, and making sure that the space is available for this plantation seems to be a different and difficult task at multiple levels: bureaucratic and political and local, operational, tactical, logistical, etc., etc. So Mr. Ivan Spasojevic has invented a fantastic solution which can help us overcome the lack of presence of trees in our urban populations, densely populated areas. But at the same time, this solution can work on the CO2 present in the atmosphere. It will convert CO2 into oxygen that is breathable to us, and this can be done instantly. So let us understand what this liquid, and he calls it liquid tree. Liquid tree is the name that has given to this invention, and it has won multiple awards across the globe. Let us understand what a liquid tree is. Now, liquid tree basically is a liquid tree is basically a urban bioreactor that uses microalgae. Urban bioreactor that uses microalgae to convert, to bind CO2 and release oxygen in the atmosphere. Now, the most important part is now what is microalgae? Microalgae is basically a phytoplankton that is typically found as a very minute. Some algae can be seen by the eyes, whereas microalgae cannot be seen by naked eyes. These are single cellular organisms which can be found in aquatic and marine systems, and they basically convert carbon dioxide into oxygen and produce biomass that also can be utilized at a later stage. So this wonderful idea of using microalgae in a constrained space, for example, what Dr. Ivan has worked on, the solution given is 600 liters of water that can be and microalgae can be poured into it. A bottle, maybe 1.5 liters of bottle of microalgae can be poured into it, and microalgae will take care of all the photosynthesis, so to say, that will convert carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and produce oxygen for all of us. And since this is only 600 liters, as you can see from the snaps, it is only 600 liters. It can be very well fitted in congested footpaths or traffic junctions, wherein this can be immediately installed within maybe, let us say, 8 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours maximum, and it can be used for as a sitting bench. You can have solar can be applied on the top of this very small setup, which can help give you a mobile charging port, which is the most essential commodity nowadays. So once the microalgae is poured into 600 liters of water, it immediately starts functioning and gives us oxygen from CO2. And once we fill this 600 liters with microalgae, maybe after 30-40 years you can refill. And in the last 30-40 days, while the microalgae is working, it produces biomass that also can be removed from the tank, and that also can be utilized for different purposes. So nothing to lose. Use microalgae, which is abundantly available in the atmosphere, and it is a low maintenance organism. There is nothing great maintenance required to make sure that these algae live and survive and flourish. So these are very important aspects. From implementation perspective, it is very less time consuming. From financial perspective, it is almost very, very cost effective compared to other solutions that can be considered. For example, some cities are using trucks or vehicles which are spraying water in the atmosphere to help the dust and the particles in the breathable air settle down. So that is very costly. It includes fuel. The vehicle also will be creating fumes, and this is basically adding to the pollution. So this microalgae solution, liquid tree, so to say, is a fantastic solution that can alter the landscape, so to say, aesthetically also. Landscape of the traffic junctions, congested city blocks, and make sure that the CO2 in the atmosphere gets reduced and we get a breathable oxygen at a very cost-effective and readily available manner. I'm sure a lot of people will come forward to support this. We have seen a lot of Rotary clubs and Lion clubs from India doing a lot of charity. Even CSR activities from multiple organizations and corporates can also be involved. Individual donors will be more than happy to help in this cause. Since it is not very costly, a lot of things can be done with such a liquid tree that will change the complete parameters of, obviously, that will help us in controlling the pollution. Obviously, the point here is liquid tree is not replacement to the natural trees. Natural trees have to grow, but wherein the space is congested, it is already late for us human beings to. It is our failure to plant or plan space for trees in those corporate or commercial spaces. In those areas, these liquid trees can be planted overnight, and they will start immediately working. It's a low maintenance, cost effective, and highly efficient. Just to give you an idea, one tank of 600 liters of microalgae is equal to, from a production of oxygen perspective, it is equal to one tree that is 10 years old, or it is equal to 200 square meters of lawn that will convert CO2 into oxygen. So basically what we are saying is liquid tree. One liquid tree unit is equivalent to 10-year-old one tree and one liquid tree is equivalent to a 200 square meters of long that will help us in photosynthesizing the carbon dioxide and and release oxygen in the atmosphere. This is a fantastic innovation that we should support, and we should share with all the people, so that right people understand, right people take steps, and right people make sure that the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere gets depleted as soon as possible, and we as human beings get to breathe free, less polluted or unpolluted oxygen, uh, as much as possible. Thank you very much.